Hello everybody and welcome to our Friday BeamNG Career Mode. It's a bit different, we're doing this on a Friday, but I'm excited to be here. I've had a stressful last 24 hours. Since I finished the stream last night, I've been doing a lot of PC maintenance and, well, I haven't actually touched the computer itself. I mean, touching all of the drivers and software because I'd set it up wrong, and yesterday's stream was a disaster. So if today's goes a bit better, that'll be good. But loads of things have gone wrong with the YouTube bots on Discord. My sound was all wrong. I couldn't hear stuff, but now I can hear absolutely everything, so I can replay the latest alert sound. Oh my god, I can hear it, and I hope you can hear that too. So there you go. Thank you to Kenneth Hotenik. Thank you for that. For subscribing, I think? Yeah. We're going to be playing some career mode today. RLS is a brilliant mod, and I've left links to it in the description, I think. I'm pretty sure I have. Let's just get started. So this is the Ibishu Saga we bought last time. It kind of went really badly. We crashed it a lot, and as you can see, all the panels have been removed and repainted, and we need to make sure it's painted properly. In fact, we can do that now. Let's paint the car now. I added the ARIA, yes, the ARIA is installed. Now, later on, we're going to be calling the mod creator, or the guy that runs the RLS mod, Raceless. I think there's a team of people that make it, really, but... Whoa, okay. What colour should we go for? Red. James, thanks for subscribing. Ooh. Wow, I like that. Metallic. Whoa, that's not so nice. See, that's what it was before. A nice deep blue, like that. I don't like that. Whoa. What do we think of that? 3 grand? 3 grand. Oh my goodness me. That's quite a lot. What do we think? Yes or no? Too saturated. Too saturated. Okay, I'll turn it down a bit. Bit less? Is that better? What do you think? Leave it, it's just too expensive. Too expensive, okay. If I get rid of the clear coat, what? No, I don't like it. Now, let's go factory. I'm going to go for that. I like that. I don't know about you, but I like that. Silver, let's do it. Okay. Let's get started. So, whoa, we'll be calling our Raceless in about half an hour. Someone remind me if I forget. I need to set a reminder to fix the Discord bot, because the Discord bot seems to be completely broken. Let me try that. So, if you've got any suggestions for tonight, put them in the chat. I will read them and we will do them. Let's do fix Discord bot. I can't really fix it. It's not really down to me, but there you go. Let's go. Okay. Start the engine. Can I use it with that button? Oh, I can use that button. Nice. Whoa. Bit of lag. Very nice sounding engine on this thing. Where can I put my bottle of water? Let's do it down here. It's not water, it's sneak. Let's move me to the side as well so you can actually see the... There you go. Now you can see the performance stats of the car. Right, I think everybody's in. More people joining the stream. If you like the streams, make sure to like this stream because we're only at... Oh no! Truck IR isn't working. Right, I may have to restart the game. Why is Truck IR not working? What? Let's restart the game. Save. Must make sure to save the game. If you don't save... What I've got planned to do in Italy, we are going to be doing some... It's not really racing anymore, unfortunately. It's like time trials, because the races have all been removed. So, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. Add a turbo. It's not the kind of car that really fits a turbo, I don't think. Right, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go into Grid Small Pure and see if it's working, because it doesn't take that long to load in here. In Italy, go to the port on the tiny island, Spearleaf Island, I think it's technically called. What the? There you go. It's working. Right. Spearleaf Island. And there's like a pier, like a wooden pier. Drive onto that and it should load the selection screen for the different maps. Oh, you go to the airport still. I'm pretty sure the airport is still the place. You go to the airport underneath the front door, I guess, the terminal. Hello everybody, welcome. I only have 17 mods. That's because I want to keep the FPS high. Any higher and the FPS just goes off a cliff. Turn on auto paint after fixing in the insurance policy menu. Why would I do that? Doesn't that cost money? Why do you remain using the Moser truck wheel? Is there a specific reason? Yeah, because it feels the most like a real car wheel. The quality of this thing, the weight, all the buttons. I mean, it feels like a real steering wheel. It doesn't feel like a toy. That is why I use it. And remember, I do have a Moser affiliate, so I've got that in the chat. If you want to have a look at Moser's website, I think there were some deals on. I don't know if they're still going. But the Moser truck wheel can be got with the R5 bundle, the trucking bundle, for like a good price. So I recommend it. And it feels, it's big, don't get me wrong, but it feels the most like a real car steering wheel, the quality of it. Okay. I've got the wrong Moser mode on, so bear with me. I'm going to change the mode back to BeamNG. I have to do this every time and I forget, but I can feel instantly. Yep, there it is. Load Beam. You just load your profiles in and now there you go. Right. Where have they got the lights on? There you go, lights on. Whoa, turning circles, not very good on this thing. Okay. Yeah, love it. Let me know if the sound's all okay. That's a dead end. I don't have a Moser setup video for BeamNG. Just because BeamNG does not have very good force feedback and it changes every single update. So once they've kind of fixed it and made it more permanent, like, you know, this is our new force feedback system, that's when I'm going to do it. But every update, my wheel feels different. So there's no point making a video. I'd have to do it once every 3 months or every time BeamNG updates. I want to in the future, don't get me wrong. And I've still got a Logitech setup guide, which is still pretty good. People have told me it's fine. Whoa, nice car. Now we're going to go have a look at for some of the races or time trials around here. So we're going to look for some time trial places. Oh look, Scintilla in there. Ah! What's this guy doing? Oh, people behind have had a crash. Oh no. He's running, look, he's running from the accident scene. I should stop him. Naughty. Right, let's find a place on the map. There you go, M. I added the aria, yes. I've said that before. Right. Should we do a quick drift route? See if we can drift this thing. No, I don't want to do that. A rally? A circuit. Oh, we've driven past it, though. Look, we've driven past it. Let's do this circuit. Here we go. Now, once we've done this circuit race, we're going to do a little Discord call to Raceless, the creator of the mod. By the way, you are privileged to be watching the next version of RLS Career Mode. We are playing the beta for the next version that isn't even out, I don't think, to Patreon people right now. Racer's got in contact with me and sent it to me. So you are watching the very latest of RLS Career Mode. I can read you the changelog, actually. Here we go. So, quality of life. Improved loading time by 95% while opening the vehicle marketplace. So when you open the vehicle marketplace, it did take a while before. Forces BeamMP off to prevent conflicts. Okay. Overhaul manager. What's that? I don't know what that is. Remove the need to turn off. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's a police car there. Come on. Start free roam with traffic setting. Okay. Bug fixes as well. Balances. Increase the cost of quick traveling. Policy tows. What? Retrieve your favorite vehicle. What does that mean? Modded map support. Added more support for custom maps. Ability to add custom image for the map switcher. Okay, we should have a look at that, I guess. Right, we're going the wrong way. Let's do a scenic route for it. Wow, the AI are really crashing into each other today. That's weird. Did they change the AI then? Can we go like... Oh, it's miles away. It's miles. That's literally where we started, look. Okay. Okay, let's do it. High speed down the highway, let's do it. Oh my god! What are we all doing here? Come on. Oh, come on! Oh, turning circle, come on. Oh no. Stop. Let's see what kind of top speed we can get out of this thing. We're going onto the highway. So 67 likes, but we've got 90 viewers. So some of you haven't liked the stream. Let's try and get up to 100 likes this stream. We can do it. Whoa. Nice. 100. Oh my goodness, I'm losing control. That's the benefit of a direct drive wheel. You can really feel when the car is losing control. Okay, brake a bit. We have got anti-lock brakes now, which is good. Nice. I think there's a car there. It's quite hard to see in the tunnel. Oh, we just got another milestone, look. Milestone achieved. Ah! Okay, turn. Ignore them. Can I scrape past you? Yes! So long, sucker! FPS is actually better on Italy in career mode, which is crazy. Let's check up with the chat then. So... tyres should be the next upgrade. Didn't I already upgrade the tyres? Oh, no! I'm gonna hide. No, don't stop! Don't stop! Don't stop! Is there a new fast lane mod coming? I think there is. Is it a Seat, or is that my imagination? I don't know. So yeah, I need to fix the Discord bot. Whoop. What else do I need to fix? I hope the end credits at the end of the stream are fixed. So like if you subscribe... oh no, we have to start the race. Okay, here we go. 1 minute 30 to target time, let's go. Did we start? I don't see anything on the screen though. Oh, I evaded the police. Okay, I don't... what can I hear? What? I don't think the mission started because we were being chased by the police. So let's go back. This is the Ibishu Saga. Thank you. I hope you have an awesome stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dax. Dax is making a Seat mod, right? We'll ever do Truckers MP again. Yes, we will. Yep. I'm waiting for pro mods to update. You have not completed all the checkpoints. Okay, I don't think it's working, so I'm gonna reload the UI. Move your vehicle. Race ends in 6 seconds. I can't see any checkpoints. Can you? It is early access, so we're just gonna have to wait. Right, I'm gonna have a drink. Right, race cancelled. So that line across the road, you drive up to it and then you just do you stop and then drive, or do you just drive over it? Yeah, I think you have to stop. Okay. First checkpoint's quite far. Okay. Well, here comes the traffic again. Look, no police, I'm not doing anything. Why didn't the police car have a number plate? Right. Here we go. Okay, well, we're just going to drive. I can't see any checkpoints. Did anybody used to play a, I don't know why I'm saying this. Did anyone used to play a flash game called Need for Madness? It was like a kind of very low poly. There's a checkpoint. Flash game where you were like driving cars, and there was a guy, the voice on there, you say checkpoint. Pretty much exactly like that. Checkpoint. And that sound is so ingrained in my mind. And this was like 20 years ago. We used to play it on the school computers, right? Any racing game that wasn't blocked by the school, we would play. It was either that or that tank one, which is on the Cool Maths website. You know, the tank game where you shoot things. Flash racing, yeah, flash racing games were peak, yeah. I think there was another one called Run, I don't know, what was it called? Somebody recreated it in BeamNG, like a picture of it, I think. Oh, I can't, this wasn't that long ago. I don't even know. Anyway. 20 years ago, how old are you? I'm 24. I don't look it, I know, but I am 24. Whoa. But I mean, at school, we started using computers in 2005. So I would have been 4 or 5 years old. Moto X3 Racing, I don't know that one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we're going right. Brake! Brake hard, turn in. Bit of a drift, not what I wanted. Oh! I do have another Moser base and a wheel is coming for me to review, so... There we go. What time did we do? Oh, that was rubbish. We did get nearly 2 grand, though. Right, I'm just gonna... Just excuse me a minute. I'm gonna move my shifter just slightly over, because every time I shift gear, I'm hitting the wiper stalk. I wonder if... Oh! Oh my goodness. In BeamNG, push down is parking brake. That's... Hang on a minute, let's try it. So if I push down the wiper stalk, I can do a... Here we go. Oh, there's a rock! I had to do it next to a rock, didn't I? Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Moser make these indicator stalks, and I've got indicators, lights, cruise control, and wipers. Unfortunately, BeamNG and most games don't have wipers. Who wants some music? Do you want music? Yeah, I've got a new wheel. A wheelbase and a wheel coming. I will review them in time. But I'm gonna like get used to it and then compare the R9 with the R12. That's what they've sent. Oh, look, police cars don't have number plates. Well, they do. They're just like fully black. It's weird. Right. Another 5 minutes and then we'll call Raceless. So let's go and find another little mission. I mean, we could do a rally, but not in this car. Oh, I wonder... let's do some taxi missions. Let's do some taxi missions. So, if I remember, the button to open the phone... Yes, I found it. Right. Taxi. Stop driving. Here we go. What are you doing? Rally's too hard with a truck wheel. Have you ever had an ETS2 map mod? Have I ever had an ETS2 map mod? What do you mean by that? I've done lots of videos on ETS2. If that's what you mean. We have a lot of videos on ETS2. You can check the channel. You want some music? Okay, I'll put some music on. Let's have the Dirt Rally soundtrack. Which is only 40 minutes long. But there you go. That sounds a bit loud to me. Okay. New taxi fare. Open the phone. Oh, wrong button. Must be stationary. Yes, accept. 0! Why would I take that? There is a phone in career mode, but only RLS. Can somebody just check? I did put the RLS mod in the description, didn't I? I do play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't really like the PC version. I find it really glitchy. Yeah. I'm waiting for them to update it on PS5. Make a PS5 version with like 60 FPS and updated graphics. You have no... Oh, crap. Simon, you're so right. I don't have seats in my car. So, we've just learnt something. If you don't have seats in your car, you can't do taxi jobs. You're a genius. Right. Yeah, Rockstar hates PC gamers. Their PC ports are terrible. So really, I'm not even looking forward to GTA 6 on the PC. I've got a PS5 now, so yeah. I'm looking forward to it, don't get me wrong, but PC, I'm not sure. Fleeson and McGrory. I'll make the passenger sit on the floor. Right, we're going to find what the cheapest car is in the dealerships. Let's go. And we're going to test the theory. How, last time, which is last Sunday, the dealership took about 20 seconds, 30 seconds to open. So is it 95% quicker, like the patch notes say? Let's find out. I can pronounce it however I want. Plyson. Get an aria. We'll see. Whoa, it's there. Please stop pursuing me again. Oh dear. Okay, let's see if they get us. Maybe the Aria will be cheap, I don't know. Oh, the engine's going to run out of fuel if I leave it on. Right. Where are they? I'm going to run away. Run away from the police! We're on foot now in BeamNG. You've evaded the police. Ah, but I wasn't in a car, so I didn't get the dashcam footage. Bonus. Okay. Here we go. Claim some more money. We've now got 8.1k. Here we go. Vehicle marketplace. Yep, that didn't take long at all. Arima, no. Autobello. Oh, there it is! The Autobello Aria's in here, but it costs 15 grand. Ooh, we need more money for that, baby, don't we? What's the cheapest car we can get? 23.8. That is close. 17 for that. Private? 9. 34. 40. We can't afford any of them. Okay, we got to keep going. But, good news, the Aria is in there. And that's the Autobello Aria. I just made a video on it, so if you'd like to chill out with a BeamNG video this evening, I recommend that video. I know it's one of mine, but there you go. Now, I added that manually. So, if you add any car, as long as it's got career mode support, you should be able to see it in the menus and in career mode. So, let me call Raceless. Here we go. I'm going to call Raceless, and we're going to have a little conversation with him. So, I'm going to turn down the music even more. I can't hear anything, so let's hope he picks up. Apparently, he's driving right now, so I don't know where he'll be. Oh! Has it connected? Yeah, hello, Raceless. No, I can't. Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty well. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Are we live?
We are live. How does it sound in the chat, guys? Is he too loud? Because I've literally just added the Discord volume in here. I'm gonna bring you down a little bit.
I do apologize on my end if I sound kind of bad. I am driving right now, and
It's all
quality
right,
might be
people
bad.
say. People say your volume is fine. So where are you driving right now?
So I am heading from South Carolina back to Atlanta. I got up early this morning, drove 5 hours South Carolina, now driving the 5 back. Just trying to be that trucker life, you know, my little sports car.
How far is that? I see. In Britain, we don't really know that much about. We can't name all the states. And how far is Atlanta to South Carolina?
It's a 5.5 hour drive each way.
So like what, 300 miles, 200 miles?
Yeah, something like that. I never actually. Let's take a look. It's probably just a hair over 300, I'd say.
Wow.
Well,
we are in Italy. We are testing out some of the new features. I have to say the dealership did open a lot quicker, so that was good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was worried it wouldn't. You never know when you send out a very early test build to someone and say, hey, I hope it works. You know.
I mean, I'm completely on autopilot now. I'm just driving back exactly the way we started. I'm going around in circles right now. I'm trying to save up for the new Aria, the mod that just released on the repo, the new kind of Autobello hatchback, which it's 15,000 in the dealership, which is quite a lot for like a 70s car.
Yeah, I've not seen that car actually. I'll have to check it out.
It came out on, when did I make a video? Wednesday, I think. And it's like a Fiat 127, so it's like a boxy 70. Apparently the Fiat 127 was like the first popular hatchback in Europe. So it's like very conventional, you know, front transverse mounted engine, front wheel drive.
Sure.
Compared to the Piccolino, it's really modern. So
it'd be cool to see some side-by-side reviews then of that.
Yeah. Well, it's the perfect car for Italy and career mode, I swear. It's the perfect car. But I can't afford it, so I've just got the old Saga, and I'm driving around with all the seats taken out for racing, and then I'm doing taxi missions wondering why they're paying 0. I've got no seats.
Oh, no.
So, but that's cool. It's actually tied to your car's capacity. I like that.
Yeah, Tristan does a really good job when he's implementing some of these features to remember the little details like that, because all these little details you gotta program in.
Yeah.
And he's done a great job at adding that little to think about.
So this update, what would you say the biggest thing is? That probably that dealership time, right? That's the biggest improvement.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. So I don't know exactly everything that's gone into this hotfix. I've been out of town, and the way modding goes is everything develops so fast. And Tristan is an absolute wizard. He's the one that really behind the keys of the programming side of things. And I'd say that's the one I'm looking forward to the most. There has been a lot of bug fixes, but a lot of those bugs I haven't experienced. I did go in and clear up some AI pathing in Italy. I am excited for that. And I reworked the deliveries. So Italy deliveries, there was a bit of a nerf. I didn't take it to the ground. A lot of people were worried about it because in the past we had issues with deliveries, and there were some bugs that caused it to pay a ton, and then some bugs that caused it to pay almost nothing. So I reduced it in Italy a bit. You'll still make some really good money at the high levels. But then I also implemented a few things in the West Coast that should make trucking in West Coast profitable again.
Trucking, yeah.
Very similar to Italy.
Well, trucking's quite late game, right? Because you've got to earn quite a lot of money to buy the trucks. And the trucks you start with are the ones with the broken engines, right? So the last time I did trucking, I had this T-Series with a broken engine, and it just could not haul. Anything after the crash. They were all right.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the Joe's junk. There's been some compatibility issues, and I would definitely steer clear for now.
Yes.
Unless you're willing to spend and experiment, right? But trusted auto or anything high mileage, that's where you're gonna get a good deal on a truck.
I tried Joe's junk, and the cars work fine, but then you take them to the parts customization screen, and sometimes it just wouldn't load. It'd be like loading forever. And you just can't switch the parts out. But, in the future, I mean, to be honest, once you've done all the modifications, it does cost about as much as buying another car, but it's fun.
Yeah, so might as well wait, right?
They remind me of, those like toys you can get that you like have to wash the rust off and then like pretend paint them. Like you get like in a toy shop.
My goodness.
They remind me of those.
Yeah, one of my favorite things too is the best deal is going to be a high mileage vehicle. But then you get that high mileage vehicle, and you can still have some malfunctions and wear issues, right?
Right.
So if you have a worn out transmission with 300,000 miles on it, you're going to have shifting issues, and so it's kind of fun to get that old higher mileage vehicle and then start replacing parts as you feel like you need them, kind of thing.
Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm like jumping here. These roads on Italy. So does RLS or even career mode, does it change the amount of fuel you use? Because I feel like fuel's going down faster.
Yep. So it is increased. There was a point where it increased it way too high, and you actually couldn't do one of the final vanilla missions that had you race around for like 20 minutes in West Coast. So we backed it down to a reasonable spot. I can't remember the exact percentage, but now you do need to get gas. You need to watch it too, especially doing like deliveries in Italy. You'll end up spending, I should say it's not uncommon to run out of fuel midway to Portino, per se, the farthest city. You really got to, manage that.
Well, I noticed you could buy, not only can you buy a jet ski or a skidoo from one of the mods, but you can buy an electric golf buggy. And that thing drained the battery in like 3 miles. So I was using it to tow though, which I know you shouldn't do, but because it's electric and it's got that torque, it could actually tow quite a lot.
I've not actually messed with any electric vehicles. I made a mission for it a long time ago, but I think you mentioned it a few times in your stream, but we had to take out those, pretty much all the missions we made, especially the AI racing missions. But that's the last time I touched electric vehicles. That's really interesting.
Guys, we're talking to Raceless, who is the, what would you say, head of the RLS Career Mod, or what would you call yourself?
That's what they call me. I mean, I did start it about a year and some change ago, but it's really a huge team effort. It would not be anything what it is without the full team behind it.
Well, I remember we interviewed you here. I think it was the week or the month that towing first came in, and we were doing like towing together in the stream.
The repo stuff.
Yes,
the repo missions.
Yes,
that was a long time ago. Holy cow.
And I think we worked out that the mod only recognized the word repo if you did it in lowercase, and I've been typing it in like caps.
Yeah,
This is
we did finally fix
early
that.
access. But right, I'm going to do a little rally on here, so here you go. You can keep talking. I'm going to try and concentrate for this.
I'll try to fill the air. So
I exited the staging zone. Whoops.
The lowercase issue has been fixed, but it's really challenging, and it's fun too to mod a game, mod a game that's early access, but then also be modding a mode that's like in development. It's not even early access; they're still building the blocks, kind of thing, and so much changes, and every update I feel bad because the mod breaks, and it's inevitable. Just the stuff we're working with here is so fluid, and we can kind of see their progress as we dig into the code, how they're like, okay, this feature is started, this feature is half baked, this feature is here, but I know they're going to change it later and change the structure of the code. So, mental note, as we make changes to this, we're going to have to come back again, and it's going to break some. So there's a lot of moving parts, every quarter of the year. But we have gotten pretty good at getting fixes out and betas out as quickly as we can. I'd say the biggest negative is that it delays other features like the Utah map we're working on, and other car meet, and every little feature that we have.
Yes. So I saw that Hiroshi Raceway is on the cards now. You're testing it.
Yeah, so Hiroshi Raceway is actually in a really good spot. It's in the silver membership of the beta. Shout out to all the Patreon members. There's so many, and they do such a great job supporting and testing things. It really makes the public releases a lot more polished.
Yes.
But Hiroshi Raceway is in a really good spot. I'll touch on this a little bit while you're driving. The AI race. So Hiroshi Raceway, one of the biggest things that we're waiting on is adding its own stuff with AI and this whole branch. If you ever played Project Cars 2, that's kind of what it's going to feel and look like. Where you have different domains of racing. Unfortunately, I had a lot of it done, and then I realized, wait, I can't select which AI vehicles I'm going up against. Every time I use what's what they call the vehicle grouping, it just would ignore it. And did some digging and found out it's just something that it's kind of temporarily removed. It's going to be fixed or really reintroduced in a new way, I think, as they figure out the the assess performance stuff and work on that system. And so, unfortunately, I thought it'd come out in the 36 update, and it didn't. So I'm hoping that Hiroshi Raceway, along with AI missions, we can get that out in 37, because Hiroshi Raceway is fun, but it would be a whole nother level if we can get this racing career implemented into it.
Is there any benefit to the assessing performance thing? I don't really understand that system. Like, what does it do? What does it?
There's nothing. I wouldn't say there's really any benefit at the moment, other than seeing what it can do. One thing that's kind of nice is if you do it with a build you're not really sure about, if you have too much turbo boost or whatever, it'll blow the turbo for you. So then it's not on your dime, kind of thing. But other than that, it's just the real first stepping stone, I think, of what they plan to introduce. And from the looks of it, it's going to be amazing. It's just we gotta be patient.
Well, there are so few PC racing games with a proper career mode, right? I mean, right. Forza has now gone. Fall off a cliff. And Forza never really became a sim racing game, unfortunately.
It didn't.
Just as they were starting to really improve the force feedback and the wheel support, they killed it off. So, yeah, that's kind of annoying. And it doesn't look like Gran Turismo is going to come to PC anytime soon. I mean, Assetto Corsa Evo, I did try the other day, and it didn't feel... Well, it felt very glitchy and not very good. But they say it's going to have a really good career mode. They say. And there are other games that are similar that are on the cards now, coming out soon. So, BeamNG and your mod could really be a trendsetter here, because we still don't have that career mode in terms of racing, let alone taxi and delivery, which is what we have here.
I feel like it's been years, almost maybe a decade or two, since we've seen a racing game that has a proper, going over rumble strips here, a proper career mode. You're right, because you get a cool game, you get a good racing game, and it feels great. Okay, that's check one, and then it has to have good AI. Okay, that's step two, and then once you have that good AI, you're like, man, I wish I had some progression, and that's where almost every game kind of fell short. And in this case, we're trying to work on the progression side a lot, and that's helped a lot. We have a great feeling game with the simulation and crash physics and all that, but the last piece of the puzzle is going to be that AI, and sadly, that I don't know. I have no idea when that's going to happen. I don't think it's something we'll ever focus on, just because it is a huge task to take on. I won't say I'll never say never, but at the same time, it's to really get to that point where this is the thing. It's going to take a lot of time, unfortunately.
So which of the dealerships was the cheap one? You said we can get the best deal.
In Italy, it's a little different. If you're in West Coast, it's Trusted Auto, but in Italy, it would be. Oh man, what is it? I think it's FBX. FBX should be selling high mileage used cars that are about under 50 grand.
We only have 8. we're a bit poor.
Okay, definitely. All right, shop at FBX. That's your place to go. I won't recommend any other dealerships yet. Then.
No, I just found a Pigeon with the stabilizers, so that's great. Yay!
I will say, right now, I'd say the two real good money earners are taxi and deliveries, but deliveries have that high barrier to entry to really make a lot of money. I would suggest doing taxis with as many seats as possible, and it's all about the long game with taxis. The first 4 runs, you probably won't make a lot, but then it'll really start to ramp up as the multiplier grows and you don't reject any customers. That 5th or 6th run, if you plan it right, and depending on the value of your vehicle, you could be looking at anywhere from 20 to 40 to maybe even 50,000 per run. So it can really ramp up if you put in the time and have consecutive runs and such.
Well, I've got 1 seat, so let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try. Let's see how much it goes up by. So 356. Why does it say 356 per kilometer? Because is it actually per kilometer, or is that just the fee? Oh, going out here.
It is per kilometer, yeah. So if you're doing, let's say, a 2-kilometer run, it's going to be, you're looking at like 6,000-7,000.
Right. Okay.
There are other factors, like the value of your car, that's going to influence it. I think there is a speed factor as well, how quickly you get it done. but I would say just don't worry about it. Just make sure you get there. That's more important. Yeah, and then there's the multiplayer, like I mentioned.
Multiplayer.
I will say too, we are working on some updates to taxi stuff. So a lot of what I just said might not mean a whole lot in a couple weeks.
Right. So multiplayer could be now. Here's the I play with a friend in Hong Kong,
Okay.
and we are constantly dealing with desync and ping, right? Because I mean it's 200 ping from Britain to Hong Kong, and games like Farming Simulator, the steering is tied to the host's computer. So there's like a 200 ping lag. Well, 200 there, 200 back. That's half a second of lag on the steering. It makes it so. But BeamNG, it says it's 200 ping, but in BeamMP, sorry, it feels so smooth. I have no idea how they make BeamMP feel so smooth. It has issues, don't get me wrong, but in terms of ping, BeamMP has to be one of the most well-optimized netcodes for online play I've ever seen, for a mod especially. So
right. I will say I want to clarify too. I didn't say multiplayer, I meant multiplier.
Oh, multiplier.
I know
sorry.
A lot of people are excited for multiplayer and career, and it's something we want to see too, but it's going to be, there's a lot of big hurdles to overcome.
I've seen people
and
testing
lag
the
and desync
vanilla
is
mode.
one of those.
Once, but
I've heard of that. I haven't seen it myself. We've talked with the BeamMP team a good bit, and I gotta say those guys are awesome. That team is amazing. You know, you just mentioned how it runs for a free mod. You know, I don't think they get the credit they deserve. I think we take it for granted quite a bit. But they do have, you know, they have their own Patreon. I didn't even know that they have their own Patreon.
Yes, yep.
And
when you're
like
driving
that,
around,
but,
you can see some players that say early access, I think, on them, and that means they paid for the Patreon.
Right.
So yeah. And if you're a
Makes
YouTuber,
sense.
maybe you could look into this. You can get a little name tag if you're a YouTuber. And any server you're on, it comes up with your name, and then you become a target because all the guests like to ram into you.
Yep. That happens quite a bit.
Yeah, we're talking to Raceless. Everyone's saying hello to Raceless in the chat.
Well, it's good to see everybody, or hear everybody, or hear that they exist. I'm not looking at my phone right now.
Wow, this is slow. I shouldn't have picked this car, but I mean, the economy does seem a little easier in America, in West Coast USA. So I don't know if that was on purpose or.
In which way would you say the economy feels easier? Like the insurance or
I could buy a Arima, I think they're called the Arima Kylo and the Hestia for about 6k, whereas the only car I could buy for that money was a Pigeon here. So.
Well, you know what's interesting? It is the same economy.
Right.
As far as the math behind everything being is mileage for those vehicles and dealership fees. But yeah, I would say there's definitely more of a used, cheaper vehicle market in West Coast as opposed to Italy. Italy's more mid-tier vehicles. Sorry, it started raining really loud too.
Whoa.
It's tough. You know, Italy is definitely tough to get going, but once you're going, you can make a lot of money there.
And how come Italy runs so much better at the moment on career mode?
You know, I don't fully know, but man, is it night and day difference. I would say it's something, we've looked into it a little bit. I think it's something to do with almost the amount of materials used in the West Coast is what I've heard.
Yeah.
I think it's a bigger map. Another thing that helps too is all the mountains are in the middle, so it blocks kind of your view of a lot of other things. So I think I've heard that helps too. But I'll be honest, I don't really know exactly why Italy feels so amazing. It's so smoother.
So I mean, Vulkan mode I use just because I get the higher FPS, but the trade-off of that is the stability. So I get flashes on the screen, I get glitchy shadows and graphics sometimes. Apparently it's tied to the fact I have an AMD CPU and the latest 40 series, 50 series. I have a 40 series, but it's the same 40 and 50 series.
Interesting.
NVIDIA GPUs. And Vulkan mode also has problems with like OBS. You can't really capture it properly. So, you know, the BeamNG devs have said it's the best it's ever been, but it's still not finished. So
Yep. You know, I always struggled with that because I used to have an Intel. I just upgraded my PC. I used to have an Intel, I don't know, 11700 and a 3070 NVIDIA, and I couldn't do Vulkan to save my life. It would deteriorate over 30 minutes. I'd start kind of high, but within 10 minutes I was back to normal. Then 10 more minutes I was below what I would get running non-Vulkan.
Right.
But now that I have an AMD and a 5070, it seems to be really smooth. I get a way better performance increase, and I do still see a bit of flashes. Honestly, I thought that was because I was running. I decided to go for a quad monitor setup, and I thought it was just like maybe this is too many screens.
Yeah, I have so many issues because of triple screens as well, but BeamNG doesn't seem to. I don't know. Does BeamNG even have a triple screen mode? I don't know, but
it does. I tried it once, it worked. I tried it a second time, and it never got to work. So I don't. They say it's experimental. It's one of those, you know, other things that can't wait for it to get improved, kind of thing.
Well, BeamNG also has VR, but VR, whew, I mean, you need a good FPS, and you can't get that in BeamNG, really.
Yeah, I can barely get it with my setup, my new setup. But my problem, or the problem that I have, is the lighting is different in every eye. So you know, if you close one eye and close the other, you kind of see a slightly different picture. It's shifted, right? Because your eyes are not in the same spot. So you kind of have that effect with all the lighting and all the shadows, except you see it. And so it kind of messes with your brain. It leaves you a bit fuzzy. And I looked into it, and it's just the way the physics are being run in both sides, and there's not a solution to it. And so if you want to avoid that, then you got to run no shadows. And then, you know, why did you buy a $3,000 computer to run VR with no shadow? It doesn't look good, you know.
Right.
And you know, like we keep saying, it is early access. We're only on version 0.36. Hopefully we get there, but it has been what, 10, 12 years? I don't know what.
It's been 12
years.
It's been
about 12 years.
And I'm pretty sure they did implement a very basic version of Oculus Rift support way back in the day and had to remove it. So.
Oh wow.
It's the same as Euro Truck, an American truck, right? They've had support for it for many years, but the game engine can't keep up. I mean, I'm having stuttering issues right now in American Truck Sim because the game only runs on one CPU core. Now, imagine if BeamNG was limited like that. That would be the death of the game.
Oh, it sure would. Holy cow.
And I don't know why. They just need to upgrade and update, but it's too big of a job, apparently. They'd have to start basically the game from scratch if they wanted to do that. Yeah,
you know, and that's the risk you run at, you know, investing, let's call it your career, in my case, into a 12-year-old game. The only thing I can hang my hat on is, you know, they seem to kind of be a software company first, right? We know they do a lot of side software stuff.
Yeah.
The game itself, I think, is a little bit more of a side project of that stuff. So at least they are diversified and have a bit of a stable income on their side. But
well,
for now,
I was very surprised by the tire video they did. Like, I'm not saying BeamNG's videos have been poor quality, but that tire video was unexpectedly high quality. It was like an advert, right?
Yeah.
And it suggests to me that they're serious about this.
Okay.
You know, the tire thing on the game side has been the most requested feature, but if they're doing the like government contracts and because they do like crash safety advice for governments, they do movie mock-ups for like before they do a crash in a movie, they can simulate it in their engine now. They do work for Audi and other car companies, so I'm assuming all those people want the best tire physics as well. So 9% of the tire physics. Okay, 90% of the tire physics vid budget went towards making it look good. Yeah, that's what people are saying in the chat. But
It sounds like that investment was subsidized by several income streams, not just us players, but also the companies they're partnering with. I heard they've contracted a bit with the military actually too,
Yep.
in training videos and such, which is, I mean, it's really cool to see that from a video game. They're not an average developer kind of thing, but that also means they're probably spread pretty thin.
Well, I wonder how long it is until I see something that's in like that BeamNG.tech build, and I see it in like, I don't know, on the news or something as part of whatever. And I wonder if I'll be able to recognize it as BeamNG, because BeamNG does have, I would say BeamNG does have an art style. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
there is something about BeamNG, at least with the assets in the game, that make it clearly distinguishable from like Assetto Corsa or GTA
Right.
or any other game.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with lighting. I feel like that's the biggest effect that really
Yeah.
says, that's BeamMG. That takes it that one notch away from like this is super realistic.
I'm just trying to earn enough so we can buy this car, because, I mean, I literally reviewed it the other day, and it would be good
Yeah.
if we could, you know what, I'm going to stop driving. I'm going to go
Oh,
and
you
get
could
in
do.
the Saga, because that has 4 seats.
You know what you could do too? Depending on if you're looking for a slow pace, just enjoy and chat, I would go taxis with the Saga. But if you are looking for a little bit more racing fun, there is a free roam event circuit right near Uncle's condo. I can't remember what it's called. But there's lap multipliers to that too. So you might make only 1.5, 2,000 on the first lap, but 5-10 laps later, you're pulling in at, maybe 4,000 to 5,000 per lap, and it starts to really add up. So
I think we're going to
whatever
do
you
the
choose
race.
to do,
Yeah.
whatever you choose to do, kind of stick with it for maybe a solid 30 minutes, and you'll see some real income come in. If it's
So-
at least a circuit deal.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got 2 questions then. So first of all, when you finish a race, can you just keep going over the line and it starts again, or do you have to stop?
No, you keep going. Yeah, you keep going.
The AI are kind of driving a bit crazy today, I'm going to be honest. They're kind of doing weird maneuvers, and like it looks like they're deliberately crashing into each other. Oh, I need to keep remembering to
That's
get
weird.
the I think I'm going to put this pigeon up for sale. We had our fun with it.
Hopefully you get a good offer.
Yeah, well, I do like the offer system, but usually the first offer you get is really harsh, like really low.
Yeah, it's normally salmon. Yeah, it's fun. We name a lot of these things after Discord members, and he's one of our Discord members that we're playing with a lot, and so it's fun to be like, we'll make salmon the cheapskate that's always offering, always lowballing you. But
Yep.
sometimes when you need that cash, you're willing to take anything, so you take that offer.
And also, whoa, I was quite pleased to see that the Autobello shop, the Aria does actually load in there, which is quite nice. So that mod has been set up correctly to work with the career mode, it looks like, which is great to see
Yeah.
that mods, every mod that comes out now
Yeah.
has career mode support.
And I think a lot of they basically offers have so much detail in their info files that isn't even being used yet. Tristan developed a vehicle info editor. So long story short, what that means is car and give it the dev quality, use the exact same tests that they use on it to give it scores, and kind of generate that info file so that your car works in career mode. That goes for free roam, or a car you built in free roam, and vice versa. If you have a car in career, you can export it into a free roam state as well.
Right, okay.
But it's just amazing the technologies that we keep uncovering, and the tools Tristan keeps developing to aid in a quicker career mode enhancement feature or such. With that, we keep also increasing our scope and ambition, so we don't really see the time trade-off too well, but it's been a lot of fun.
And I do like the day-night cycle as well. I can't remember if is that unique to RLS? It is.
Yeah,
Wow.
and one of the big pieces missing was night lights, and that was a tough one. We added lights to every single thing that had a light pole, like as it was intended, and it destroyed performance. It was awful. It clearly wasn't made for that. So we adjusted the setup. We put the lights just over the entire intersection instead of on every light pole, and that helped a lot. But the real magic came when Tristan developed a system that essentially activates lights depending on your all kinds of so that you always see lights on, but actually behind you, lights are turning off and being deactivated. Trying to capture back any frames we lost.
I did
you still lose some
notice-
frames at night, but
Yeah, it did seem a lot better than the light or nightlight maps I played before. It did seem a lot better optimized.
yeah.
Do you think maybe you could like upload that to the repo, because that'd be pretty cool as a way to have the nightlight system? Because I mean, first of all, you could help the rest of the community with just seeing how you can get it optimized, because why the maps don't have nightlights to begin with, I don't know. But
That's a good point.
some of them are like the FPS drops to 20 or 10 when the nightlights come on,
Right.
and even though you've got it on. And the other thing is rain, right? Rain is broken completely in BeamNG, because in Vulkan mode, the rain effect is really glitchy. It makes all the glass objects disappear. So I'm sure someone will... It's the same with snow as well. So any snow maps you play, you have to, unfortunately, just use the old mode.
Wait, so is there a vanilla rain feature then?
There is a vanilla rain feature. It's accessible in the editor, the world editor, and there's some
I
maps
did
like
not know that.
there's a map called Hirochi Rainway that I've played. There's a lot of snow maps as well.
Sure.
There's one called Sweden. I think it's called Arctic's Sweden, SWDN, I think it's spelt. That's probably my favourite snow map, but it's unplayable because you're driving along and it's like there's this wave of snow coming backwards and forwards, and as it goes backwards and forwards, all your glass disappears. And it makes the game look really weird. It looks even worse on like shop windows and things like this. It's awful.
Oh wow.
We've seen it on streams before, and I'm not like, what's wrong with my game? Is my game broken? But no, you go into DX11 mode and it's fine.
Interesting. Do you know if you have the same effect when using that weather mod that came out a little while ago?
I don't. I think the weather mod uses a completely different system that was made for the mod, and I don't remember if it's better or worse than the vanilla mode. It's been such a long time since that video, and I forget what I've done in the video like a day later. But no, I might have a slight part of my brain is telling me I did say in the video you can't use Vulkan mode, but I can't remember. And I know I've spoken to map modders who are like, does anybody know how to fix this issue? And I have to say to them, no. The BeamNG devs have never really spoken about it either, but it would be great to see proper weather in BeamNG, but they can't do it until they fix that, obviously.
Right. Yeah, and that's a lot of the features a lot of times when we're trying to do something new and ambitious, that's the kind of stuff that makes it. It's the reason why we don't give our full hand on what we're doing and what's coming out. Because I love transparency. I love explaining to people, this is what we're doing. This is what's going to come out. I'd love to say when it's going to come out, but you never know when you're going to get to the end of the weather thing and realize, wait, it breaks all the glass. It's unplayable.
Yeah.
And then you have to can the whole thing.
Well, I'm just waiting by Uncle's condo for a good deal for the Saga. So we're going to be selling the Saga now, and we're going to be buying an Aria, the new car. It's only got 56 horsepower, but it weighs so little. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
And we're going to do some taxi missions with that. It's even as long as the shop doesn't change, it's even a yellow car, which could be kind of cool.
Nice.
And it only released on Wednesday, but someone or a couple of people... Oh, two cars about to have a crash? No. Some modders have already created extra content, like add-on packs for it, and I can't believe how quick the modding community works.
I love seeing that.
Like, there's a diesel mod's come out, a expansion pack's come out. I'm going to do like a short on it at the weekend because I want to try and recommend some... Oh, here we go. Yeah, better offer for the car. I want to try and recommend some mods because... some people download a mod and then think that's it, move on to the next thing. But I mean, like within 24 hours, the Brookle 9 had so much more content on the repo that people hadn't heard of. Like, it's insane.
And a lot of that gets taken for granted. I don't know how much you are aware or the public's aware, but we kind of took on we started working on a vehicle mod. It was kind of more of a test to see, like, we got to learn vehicle JVM if we're going to, like, take career mode to the next level, and we want to learn other systems, so let's make a car. And it's really difficult. It's extremely challenging. Even just making parts can be a nuisance. And to see so much support quickly go to a car mod, I have to imagine that vehicle maker is just excited. Is so excited to see that because it's a tough endeavor.
We just lost all our money buying that because the dealership fees are $5,000. That is insane.
That was a brand new one, huh?
Well, it says it's brand new, but it's a 1973 car. So
well, you got no mileage. You know, that's a unicorn of a car.
It must have been like left over in the factory, like in a room, and they took the bricks down and said, "Oh, where's this car come from?" That happened the other day, actually.
Clean it up.
In Britain, they were demolishing one of the old factories, and they found all these like MGs and from like the 80s that were just left to rot.
I always wanted an MG midget. That's on my bucket list to get one of those.
They were built in a factory very near where I live, and obviously the word midget is kind of, there was a pub.
I guess that has changed, hasn't it?
Well, there was a pub where I guess the people who went to the factory used to drink, and they named it after a car that was built there, and they just had like a massive long campaign to change the name, and then it's kind of going back and forth, do we change it or do we change it not, and I think they did in the end.
I'm really bad with keeping up with political correctness and language.
Well, it's historical, so you can't really change history. That's the problem. It is always going to be the MG midget, and until someone can think of a better name, it has to be that. Right. Here we go. Start the car. Now, can we see how many miles it's done? Or be kilometers? Yeah, 107 kilometers. That's crazy. We've got a brand new 1970s car. Anyway, off we go. Woohoo! Right, I'm going to do a mission then.
So, with this, remember, going the drive, you're trying to get a good time, but you don't need to push here. It's about getting that lap multiplier and getting comfortable, and it's better to stay out for 7 laps with some slower times than to shave off 10 seconds, but you only did 2 laps kind of thing. Now you got to repair.
We are going to do the race first, or the time trial first, and then we're going to... Okay, the traffic are now blocking the street, but because I've got such a narrow car from the 1970s, I can get round here. I mean, the traffic are going up to a dead end. What are they doing?
That's really interesting how they behave. I'm probably not going to misquote it, but essentially they'll go anywhere, but the last thing they ever want to do is repeat their path. So they'll do some really absurd things to avoid doing that, like turning around in the middle of the road if they realize, wait, I'm going to end up repeating my own path kind of thing. It's really interesting.
The chat have just corrected me. I was reading the odometer wrong. It's 10.8, not 108.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Whoa. You know what? I like these old cars. They feel faster. It's got 56 horsepower and it feels so quick.
It's a lot of fun too. I just got my wheel set up for a new one. I'm so upset. I didn't know you had an affiliate link, or else I totally would have used it. Because I was buying a Moza R9 anyway, so I apologize. I didn't at least give you some of that kickback. But I just got a direct drive an R9, and it makes such a difference on BeamNG, and the slow cars just feel fun.
I know, yeah. Well, the main thing about I'm trying not to crash this brand new car. There's cars. Oh no! I'm being crashed into. What the hell?
AI actually do have personalities, and they can get triggered and get angry. It's really interesting.
We've got no damage. A Lansdale just completely sideswiped us, and we've got no damage. That's bizarre.
Thank goodness.
Right, let's do this. Here we go. Yeah, they do have personalities, don't they? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What would be cool is if they actually had routes. So, like, the minivan would go to... Well, there aren't any schools in BeamNG, but, a minivan would go to a school.
Sure.
A pickup truck would go to, like, a farm or a...
Without leaking anything that we have in the plans and in the works, you're almost saying if a police car can kind of patrol a certain area, huh?
That would be, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I hope to see that in a month or two.
So people are telling me to slow down. It doesn't have ABS. I've never driven a car without ABS. So, I'm so used. In every racing game, I turn ABS on. So.
Yeah.
But I I would have thought some racing cars did have ABS, maybe like rally cars, but I don't know.
They probably have some version of it that is, last minute ditch effort or something like that. I was surprised to see race cars with ABS, but
yeah,
it kind of just depends, I suppose.
Well, we're going pretty quick.
The only time... Oh, go ahead.
Ooh, slow down a bit. Okay, slow down way too much.
Speaking of brakes, you always mention your Saab, which I have a soft spot for. I used to have a 1999 Saab 9.3.
Oh wow! Okay.
It wasn't. I think it was a base model. I don't know if they had an Aero. All I know is it didn't have the what's it called, the Viggen or something like that.
Yeah. The Viggen
I did not have that
around that era.
Okay. It was so funny because in the winters I was actually up in Idaho. And so in the winters, for whatever reason, the parking brake would always freeze.
Yeah, that is a known
so I'd set
thing. Yeah.
Oh man, I'd have to go to work and get like a hot hose or something out from the kitchen and spray it off if I unlock it. So I was that kid in Idaho driving my front wheel drive car, back brakes locked through the snow just around town because there's nothing I could do, but I had to get to work and such. So I was just dragging wheel the whole winter kind of thing.
I forgot I could keep going. I'm sorry, I'm still listening, yeah. No, I think in Sweden, there was a lawsuit about that in the early 2000s, because obviously in Sweden it freezes up so often that people weren't happy about that. And, Saab pretty much made their cars for the Swedish environment. They've got to be... They were front-wheel drive, but they were really grippy in the snow because of all that weight over the front end, and they were designed to kind of handle this. Like the traction control is designed for the first second to slip, so it deliberately delays it because when you're in the snow, you want the wheel to spin a little bit, so you can at least get some traction to like dig in. But yeah, I mean, I have a 2003 9.5, so the interior and the engine are very similar, but in America, you didn't get the light pressure turbo. So, you were driving around in the full fat turbo, as I call them. And basically, there was only about 30 or 40 horsepower difference between the Aero and the basic model, which is why the Viggen existed, because, 30 horsepower is not that much. But, I mean, the light pressure ones are detuned. So mine is ECU tuned from a guy in the UK who does it. You literally just, rock up, he plugs like a USB cable into your car, and it just, 10 seconds later it's done. But
that's so fun.
The car goes from 150 stock to 220 ECU tuned.
Oh so my goodness.
They really detune them just to sell the Aero more, because what's the point in buying a car that's 8, 9, 10 grand more that's... I mean, 20 or 30 horsepower more. So, like, I can keep up with a lot of cars on the road because that car is way ahead of its time in terms of the turbo technology. But, Saab, I think to myself now, I'm glad Saab died and didn't go the way that Volvo have gone, which is like the purely SUV thing. And I actually think Volvo are kind of annoying because they say, oh, we're the safest car brand in the world, but we make all these SUVs that when they hit pedestrians... And Volvo were the company that made that airbag in the bonnet, in the hood. And that seems to have gone out the window. They don't care about that anymore. If you get hit by an XC90, you're not going to come out very well. But
that's how I feel about the Cybertruck, man. That's just like...
Oh, that's even worse, yeah.
Talk about a weapon on wheels.
Did they fix that thing where it crushes your finger if you get your finger trapped in the doors in the hood?
I'm not sure. I remember I watched, I think it was, I can't remember their name. I love watching their reviews, but they used like carrots to see if it would stop.
Oh, God.
It didn't stop. It was scary.
I mean, a carrot is like... I don't know how does a carrot compare to a human finger? I guess it's quite similar, but it chops it clean off, right?
Yeah, and it was a thick carrot too. In grade school, I heard like, it's the same, density as your pinky or whatever. Just your brain won't stop you from biting through or whatever. But I mean, this thing was like 2 fingers thick, and it just went right through. And the last thing I heard about them is that someone tried to go through a car wash, and it completely locked up, bricked the car. I guess water got in the wrong spots, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not an electric car fan. I think it'll be great for like my wife. Sure, I'd actually almost prefer to have an electric car that almost drives itself, and you know, I don't have to get oil changes on and such. But I need something manual. I need something fun, and it was the Soul.
Well, our governments in the West are terrified of Chinese car imports, right? We've got like
interesting.
European Union 30% tax. I mean, Trump must be putting like 100% on, to be honest.
Probably.
I don't know what's happening in the UK because we're not in either US or. I'm sure it's going to be high, but I mean, we're about to lose Lotus. Lotus are about to stop being manufactured here. So
really,
yeah, apparently. I don't know. I don't really know why. They say it's because of like tariffs, and not just from America, but I don't know how many Lotuses really get sold in America. I don't think it's that much. I really don't think it's that many. So I don't really believe that argument.
It could be the sense that, because I'm pretty sure, don't they use Toyota engines in those?
They used to. I don't know what they do now. I mean, they've got this. They've been quite successful with the Emira, which I think is their hybrid, and they're doing an electric one. But like the days of the Exige, I mean, they used to be Protons, right? Underneath they were a Proton, or well, Proton. This is really cool. Proton made a hatchback that Lotus did the suspension for. I really don't remember the name of it, but it was like 10, 11 grand, and you could get a GTI hatchback with Lotus suspension. It was, I mean, the early 2000s were an amazing time for cars, but we're so far away from that now. Anybody look that up? What the name of the? It's saying Raceless is too loud. Should I turn them down? No, I think you're all right. I've only had one person say so. No, it's not. That's my end. That's no, but you know, now I think the cheapest Volkswagen Golf is £25,000, where 10 years ago it was 16. So we are talking. I mean, you could get a GTI for the money you can buy the basic one now. It's insane.
That is insane. It's kind of sad. It's the end of an end of a simple fun era.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I like the car from my era just because you can't fix everything. If an electronic issue ever happens, it's gone, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you can still do things to the engine. You can still do the suspension yourself. You can still do things like, you know, the window rollers, which are known to fail on that. In a modern car, I wouldn't even know where to start with a window roller. I've seen some of those mechanisms. They're ridiculous.
You know, what's funny is with my Saab, I had my my throttle body gasket was bad. It just got old, and I was having vacuum leaks. And I tell you what, I spent 3 months just ordering random gaskets, trying to find the right size. I almost reached out to just a gasket manufacturer to order a one-off, you know, gasket kind of thing, until I finally got, like, I just ordered, it was like the wrong car, wrong year, but the size was close. I just ordered that, and then it tended to be turned in, it was like mislabeled, and it was the right one. But it is sad that, you know, some big components, you're going to have to go to the junkyard if it's even, you know, and that's even a far shot too, because there's just not new stuff being made for it.
No. Well, actually, there is. Where is it? There is a company in Sweden that bought all of the factory machines.
Rights and stuff.
And they,
Okay.
And then also, China, I think they're called Sinovo, a Chinese manufacturer, still make the engine today, so you can.
Nice.
Because the Saab, the Saab engine, a lot of people don't know this, is from a Triumph Dolomite in the 1960s, and Saab and Triumph got together, and this was very common back then. Like, you know, let's develop an engine together, and so basically Saab, up until 2010. Were using a Triumph engine from the 1960s that they just refined and worked on for so many years, and you can't really do that with any, you know, you can't really do that with any other component. The engine went from being carbureted up to, Saab had this really peculiar way of doing like the ignition timing and all of that, and it measures the spark or the voltage across all the ignition plugs, and that's how it regulates. I don't know. It's called direct DIC, direct ignition. I don't know what it's. Anyway, they were overcomplicated, which means you can work on them, but you
Right.
do need a bit of knowledge, and thank God for forums and things like that. I mean, those vacuum
Right.
tubes, they pop off all the time, but since the invention of really strong, cheap silicon tubing, which is like in the last 25 years, you can just plug it right in, and they never drop off. But the tubes, they fitted them from the
Nice.
factory would rot, fall off. Like you'll
Yeah.
be driving along one day and you
Hey.
think, where's all my power gone? Oh, one of the tubes has dropped off again.
Well, you know what's funny is I think that's what happened to me because same thing. I was driving. I was like, I have no power. Where is this? And
Yeah.
you know, I was in college at the time, broke, and so I just kind of went about limping around. And I remember trying to race buses off the line, and I couldn't beat them because you know
Yeah.
I was having no boost. I took it to a Saab mechanic, which you know it's like one on the west side in the whole state kind of thing because they're so rare. And he was like, "Yep, you need a new turbo." I'm like, "That doesn't make any
No.
sense. My turbo seems just fine." Took it to the college shop where my buddy was kind of working and learning at, and you know it was just a few massive vacuum leaks, and it was good to go, like $200. And I was like, "That's crazy." But yeah, I don't know. It's you know what's sad is that era of ingenuity. I think that's what made the '90s so special. Is everyone was trying new things and they weren't scared to try new things.
No.
Now everything is just the same. The only thing they're trying new things on is EV stuff or AI, or not AI, automated driving and such.
Yeah.
And
They're,
I want
they're a
new
lot more
special knobs.
experimental with the interior, right? I think.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
the exterior looks. Well, we've gone from having cars where the interior's all at the the interior's all at the same on cars about 20 years ago. Really, maybe not when you're talking about like Lexuses and Mercedes S-Class. They were pretty like different, but the
Sure.
average car, plastic, nothing was out of place. The radios were all the same model, but with like a different head on it. You know, that kind of stuff. But now the exterior is all look the same and the interior is all look different. And to be fair, the interiors on modern cars do look quite nice, even though I don't like all the touchscons. So if they could put as much thought into the exterior as the interior, I would be happy.
Yeah, I think one of the things with that too, though, it makes me think of how I guess they are being ingenuitive in the sense of how can they cut cost.
Yep.
And make a better buck, like Dodge using plastic control arms in their trucks.
Oh God.
Which is absolutely insane. Look, I know plastic can be tough, but what happens to plastic after 10, 20 years? You know, it becomes hard and brittle. Do I want my control arms to become hard and brittle? Absolutely not.
I mean, to be fair to GM, they actually let Saab do their own thing for 25 years. I mean, I don't know who was pulling the strings back there, but they, like Saab would just blow hundreds of millions on like a new sat-nav system or a biofuel system that only we can use, like because Sweden is the only country that sells biofuel. But
yeah. I don't know how much of it was GM let them or Saab just did it. You know what I mean?
Saab just did it.
For forgiveness
But,
later.
I mean, not to get all sort of anti-capitalist, but they were the only company, probably in automotive history, that weren't just about profit. You know?
It's true. Yeah.
Like,
I know exactly what you mean.
The only other company I could think, I've been thinking hard about this. I want to write a book about it someday or something, or do like a documentary about it, why they were like they were. But Duesenberg back in the day, like this is like the 1920s. They were the most overpriced, expensive, but well-made cars, and they went bankrupt because they were pouring money down the drain, making cars that were 30 years ahead of their time. Like we're talking 1926, and they looked and drove like a car from the 50s. And it's just, you can't run a business like that. But in the long run, everybody remembers you, everybody respects you, and you made an impact on the world. So you've got to think, do I prefer making money now or having a legacy?
And it's a balance too. And I think that is, not to be anti-capitalist as well, but that is kind of the double-edged sword is with any industry. I studied business in college and especially like business strategy and such. With every industry, let's talk about video games. 10, 20 years ago, the most insane stuff coming out, the most, the ingenuity, ambition, new technologies, games were coming out that looked like 10 years before their time. And now we're really not seeing that much. And I have to attribute a lot of that to just corporations taking over, studios and such, and saying, okay, yeah, you could make a really cool system, but we need you to get this out the door because we got to turn a profit so we can pay you guys and such. And
I am so angry about the Microsoft and Xbox situation. It's they buy up all these companies and shut them down. What's the point? Who's winning there?
Here's the thing: is I was a big Xbox fanboy. Me and my buddy, we were always yanking each other's chain because he was a big PlayStation, I was a big Xbox, and I told him, oh look, there, Microsoft's buying all this stuff. He's like, he called it from 5 years ago. He said, what's going to happen is they're going to shut them down. It's like, no, they're going to let them run free and explore their visions, and we're seeing, year after year, they're just fumbling. They're fumbling their good stuff, and then they're getting rid of they think they're getting rid of the bad stuff, but they're just cutting fat cutting fat and cutting meat.
I don't really know much about Sony because I've heard Nintendo will sue a kid in Colombia because they had a Mario birthday cake, so they're really litigious. And seriously, I think that actually happened. I don't know if it went through, but
that's hilarious. Well, the biggest downfall, and this is where I realize, oh no, this is gonna not end well, is Microsoft has a philosophy, and a lot of American corporations are switching to this, where they're hiring everybody as contract workers instead of actual employees to skirt around the health benefits expense and such, and then put that back onto the contract worker. And so what that does is they contractually, legally, they can't hold on to these contract workers. They have to move them along and get them out the door after X amount of years. I don't know if it's a year and a half or 3 years. And so they're incredibly incentivized not to keep these employees. So what happens is, let's take Halo Infinite, for example. I love that game. Unfortunately, it's terrible. Somebody builds the engine, spends a year and a half, 3 years, their whole career at that studio building the engine, and then they're let go because that's kind of legally that has to happen. So then you get a new guy that comes in, either has to A, learn the engine, or B, kind of recreate it. And so a few generations of this, you get your game out, and nobody knows how it started. Nobody knows the real building blocks. And then you have, a game that feels like there's potential, but it's also at the same time stuck in its own limbo, and can't get updated. The updates start taking forever, but then you have their whole business plan around the game was, let's get the game out, and then we're going to come back and give a bunch of updates for free, and we're going to have a weekly battle pass, blah, blah, blah. But nobody can implement things because nobody knows the core stuff anymore, because that person is long gone. And so the whole strategy's kind of failed from the beginning, but it's just surprising that nobody's willing to change that. You know what I mean? No one's willing to put the money down and say, okay, let's earn 20% less, but have a game that starts a legacy kind of thing.
We're causing arguments in the chat. People are talking about cars and consoles, which are like the two biggest things to start wars in chat rooms and chats. I'm very disappointed in Microsoft. I just hope, the games I love never sell out. Keep it in-house.
Yep. Or it gets picked up by a proper studio.
Yeah.
That's what makes BeamNG so special, is nobody owns them. They do what they want, and they're diversified. They have a strong foundation, which is why they've been able to stay at $24 for the last 12 years and have free updates and not ask for another single dime.
I do wonder about their business model. And if you exclude the .tech stuff, which I know they probably make a lot of money from, how much money can they really be making from the BeamNG game side? Because it's been the same price forever, and a lot of people know about BeamNG, but I hear from all the time, even people that watch my channel, they don't own the game. So, I mean, it was like a no-brainer for me. That's what, $15 when it released, I think, back in 2013?
Yeah.
So, you've got a lot of content out of that for 12 years, if you bought it then.
Man, it's the one game I always go back to. In a sense, it's timeless because nobody else had a physics simulation like it. And every other game feels so shallow now. You play Forza and then you hit the wall and you expect to have catastrophic damage. It's like, oh, you got some scrapes. Keep going. It's like, well, at least I get to keep going, but it feels like I cheated, you know?
I brake so hard
I'm
it
shocked.
said engine is starved of oil.
Wow. I love that.
That's
awesome.
an old car.
So see, that's so cool. I'm always surprised because we get a lot of people that try out the career overhaul mod and they bought the game because of the mod kind of
Yes.
thing. They saw the career overhaul. They'd never played vanilla career.
I hear that
they've
as
never
well.
even played free roam. And so we'll go into like a Discord event because we do motorsport events for people that want to join them and whatnot. And they'll spawn in or they'll load in and they'll be like, all right, how do I get my car? And they're like, well, what do you mean? Just spawn in your car. And it's like, well, where's the garage? Like, well, there's no garage. And they're like, well, I'm pressing F. And it's like, no, like, let me teach you how to play free roam now because you've never tried it. You've only done career.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much layers to this game that can be expanded on and just, what's it called? For lack of better words, edified, just brought up and built up.
Well, it's a sandbox
to bring
at
in
heart,
more
right?
people. Yeah.
I mean, Cyberpunk, they've really worked hard. They just released an update for Cyberpunk the other day. And they're really developing the kind of vehicle side of the game because I think they know that once you've got a big sandbox world, unless you've got a way to drive around it. I mean, when I was growing up, I would play games like Driver Free, The Simpsons Hit and Run, not doing the missions, just driving around. And I would like go up to a fuel station, pretend I'm filling up the car, even though there was no filling mechanic.
100%.
And BeamNG is that game brought to life. The game in my head
It really is
this.
Yep.
That's the beauty.
It absolutely is. So I did the same thing. I would play Driver 3 or even GTA. I'd want GTA, but my mom would be like, "Oh, you're too young. You can kill people." I'm not touching a person. I'm literally gonna just sit in traffic. That's my goal.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, this is the one reason why I don't play Cyberpunk. One, this is the last game I ever pre-ordered and ever will. We don't need to get into that story. That's a dead horse, and it's a lot better now. I understand.
Yeah.
But the thing that always makes me uninstall again is every time I pull up to a light, it automatically turns green.
Right.
I can't stand it. It's
No.
not realistic. I shouldn't have that power. And like give me traffic. Just a little bit, so I have the feeling. I don't need to sit in it all day in like a Euro Truck Simulator multiplayer lobby,
Yes.
right? When you're just trying to get out of the city. But that's the little bit that I'm looking for, and so many people are looking for. That's the whole reason why I released the career overhaul mod in the first place. Is I thought, okay, I play this game a certain way, and I find so much joy in it. Maybe if there's just a couple other people that have that same style of gameplay or looking for the same thing, maybe this will kind of feed them a little bit, and then they get some joy out of it. And then, man, did it blow up, and look where we are now.
It did blow up, yeah. So was it released as just kind of an experiment? What was the first version like? I don't even remember.
Yeah, so the first version, and this was back before deliveries were a thing, I believe, or at least when I started working on it, there were missions. And so you could play all, let's call it 20 missions, or however many there were, and that's it. You can never make any more money, or the only way to make more money is to repeat the missions, which only gives you 10% of your reward. And I thought, okay, that's terrible because I want to build a huge garage, right? I want to build a fleet. I want to.
Yeah. We are kind of losing
new championships, new AI races.
We are kind of losing
sorry.
you. I guess
out in the
you're
middle
on.
of nowhere.
Yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's better than here. I mean, God, where we are,
Yeah.
you're driving on the motorway. You go. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't believe it. It's like you're only about 2 miles out of a town, and surely they've got signal there. So
Yeah.
we are getting so. You are
I
so
should be
right
better
about the
now,
taxis.
though, right?
Yeah, you're better now. The taxi missions have got me 18.7k for like 5 missions. That's
There you
craziness.
go. And it's only going to go up. And so now you're in the spot where you're like, okay, how's my gas? How's my tire wear? If you have that mod on, you're now in the spot of like, okay, let me just get one more and see if it gets better. And man, I've seen some big dollars come out from taxi stuff if you stick with it.
I did just see,
but yeah,
I did
so
see
the
a thing in the chat I just want to address, and I guess it's relevant for everyone. So if you've got a Moser wheel and you're looking for a setup for BeamNG, or any game, go to the Moza Discord server, and they've got channels for every game, and you can find recommendations from other users who've got their settings for the Moza app. The Moza app's very important. You can pretty much change anything in there and make up for a game's bad force feedback, and settings for the games themselves. So yeah, Moza Discord, that's where I recommend, but I'm not going to be doing a video about how to set up your wheel, Moza wheel, even though I should, really, because every update BeamNG changes it, and it's wildly different every BeamNG update. So I'm waiting for the day they say, right, this is the new force feedback system. We're not going to be changing it that much because we think we've perfected it, and that, I hope, will be in the next 6 months, year or so.
I don't think we're going to see that until after the tire thing is done, personal opinion.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
But,
I mean, iRacing
who knows?
changes their tire model almost every year. It's crazy.
Oh, wow.
They tweak it all the time, and people say, oh, I can't drive the cars now, so I don't know.
I want to get into that, because like I said, I just got this new sim set up. I really haven't used it much. And it's one of those things, it takes a lot of figuring out and taking time to map all the buttons for all the games.
What have you mounted your wheel to? Is it on a desk, or have you got a rig?
No, so I got a rig, the Sigma 6 Slim rig, one with all the T-bolts. Yeah, that's the name, no joke.
Wow.
And I mean, for $600, it's one of those, like, this is the best value thing. I kind of went for, right, I want the best stuff, but I don't want the best of the best. I want like the worst of the best. Like, nothing where I feel like I wish I had more. I don't want to regret. I just want to cry once, but I also don't want to like make my wife cry as well when she looks at the bank account, kind of thing.
Well, I'm in a, how big is this room? I think it's about 3 by 2 meters. So that's what? 12 by 10 feet by 8? Oh, no, 12 by 8, let's say. It's tiny. So I've got no room for a desk plus a rig. So I'm kind of just grinding on the whole YouTube stuff to try and be able to move into a bigger place. But I think there is a market for me to tell people what the best solution is for using it on a desk, because you've got these direct drive wheels, and if your desk is heavy enough and sturdy enough, there's no reason why you can't use it on a desk. And I notice a tiny bit of flexing, but it's not enough. I mean, when you hold the steering wheel in a car, they flex a little bit as well. So, because if it doesn't flex, it breaks. So, but some of the rigs, you can fold them down and push them into a corner or under like a sofa or something, or but I haven't got that, not even that ability.
Yeah, there's some people, there's a lot of sim racers that have kind of joined the Discord for all the sim racing stuff that we do in Beam, or try to do in Beam. And a couple of them really just recommend one of the foldable play seats is enough, and they have like an R21 or something crazy. In hindsight, I probably would have been okay with that. Now that I have this permanent, 6x3, block that will never fold, it's kind of like, maybe I should have done something foldable, but
I'm being checked by the police
a strong
again.
desk would make a lot. But to go back to what we were talking about the early stuff, it kind of just started out with some championship stuff is what we called it. What I called it, it was a bunch of AI racing, because I just wanted more ways to make money. And then delivery came out, and it was such a grind.
Yes.
I think I delivered 7 letters for like $10. I was like, I don't have time for this. I work full time. I have a family. How do I speed this up? And so I started just going in through files. And so the first change was adding deliveries and increasing the amount of quantities of that stuff. But with that, you start digging through stuff, and you're like, wait, I could just turn on police with this here, right? But then you quickly learn why they didn't turn on police yet, and then you got to try to fix that side of things. And so it was playable, but it was, man, looking back, it was pretty garbage. Like it was not optimized. It was just kind of like throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what's stuck, and it was different. It was all. Yeah, go ahead.
Have BeamNG, because I know BeamMP have actually been in contact with the devs at some point, just to talk about like what's going on, and if they can help in any way. Have the BeamNG team actually been in contact with you and said, can we have some of your features, please? Because you are like a year or 2 or 3 ahead of what the features are in the vanilla career.
Yep. It's funny. I talk with the devs actually more often than people probably think. I used to talk to them about every week.
Right.
And I kind of drove that because I wanted to be kind of self-accountable for what I was learning and stuff. kind of push myself, and they were great mentors. They've never asked for any of our features. We've never really shared. We've never been like, hey, will you do this, or I'm going to do this if you do. Like, there's the stuff we talk about has nothing to do with what we're doing, and from my understanding, they'll visit live streams and they'll lurk around, but they'll never really play the mod or try it for themselves, from my understanding. And if they do, they are very serious about not just copying. The funny part is they, like, without disclosing anything to get in trouble, they have a roadmap. And we just happen to be going parallel lines.
Probably seen it as well, so I have to be careful as well.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I don't think there's any.
That I would never have predicted that they were going to be going in that direction when I saw it. And they've said things about, like, what the full release of the game is going to be or whatever, and I'm like, what?
Are you serious? Are you sure? Like, that's what it comes down to. Like,
I feel like I've said too much already, but whatever.
No, yeah. So what I would say, my biggest concern, and the reason why I kept such good relations and try to talk to them often, is I really don't want to feel like I'm taking their cake away and eating it. Like, they're doing all the things. I'm like, hey, I could skirt through these lines of code and just get it working. It's not dev quality. It's not it's not with the quality that they want. But we can kind of feed the masses, and people will enjoy it for now, and tide them over for the wait. That's my big concern. So I messaged them a lot, like, hey, are you sure? Are you okay if I do this? And they were excited just to see it, mod work be done on it. They were super supportive of it, and I think they're very secure in their vision and what they have. And it just so happens we're kind of all. It's just we're all similar mindset, and so of course we're going to come up with similar things. It's really funny to see an update where we do a thing, and then the next update they do the thing but more polished, right? There's never any communication on that. There's never anything like that, because they a lot of times what's going on is we're seeing groundwork for code, and we are building on that. So of course they're also building on what they laid the groundwork for. That's not always the case. Tristan's doing really good at doing new stuff that's just not in there at all. But there's no. I'm always worried people will think, oh, the devs are copying them. We just have the same idea, and we have a lot less red tape to go through. And Tristan is obsessed with programming, so that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah. What would you say the best garage is to buy in Italy once you've finished the beginner sort of Uncle Condo's stuff? Or is it you have to save up a lot of money?
So everything's going to be about 200,000 plus.
Oh, that's too much.
Best bang for buck would actually be so all the Italy garages were named after RLS staff and close content creators, and so personal opinion, that my house, Raceless Way or something like that.
Yes, I did see that one.
It's the only one that offers a 4-car garage. The negative to it, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
So you're always gonna be doing some driving to get to some stuff. I think Tristan's comes in at the cheapest, the 2-car garage right near the airport. I can't remember the name of the town, Costa something.
Yep.
But it's still like 185. So,
I think
it's gonna take some money.
One more mission, and then we're gonna tune this car for rally, because there's a lot of rally time trials on the map that seem like they're going to be fun.
They're a lot of fun. They're very dangerous.
Yep.
And I hope you have some vouchers saved up that you're going to want them.
Oh god. By the way, the hardcore mode is really cool, but if you have to luck out with that first vehicle, otherwise, oh god. There's a D series in that's so slow.
They spent a lot of time. So that was the brainchild of Tristan and someone in our community called Division Devin. I really had almost nothing to do with that, and it's a fantastic mode, especially if you have more time. I don't have that much time to play, sadly, or else I probably would run that mode.
Yeah, but I would rage, so I just didn't put it for this series. I'll do it like as a video or like a one-off in the future.
Yeah. When you want, I want to play for a day and I don't care what happens at the end of the day. That's when you go do it. But every starting vehicle, it had some pros and it had some cons with it. They're actually very deliberate in the configs they built for it. So I don't know if there is any lucking out. I think you're always just getting the short end of the stick, and that's kind of the irony and joy that they get out of it. But the hardest part is if you lose that car, if you damage that car, actually it's not too bad of a risk now because I think you can always get that car. But regardless, there's no repairing that car until you get a garage. You can't repair without a garage. So you got to make up enough money, and yeah, it's tough. But it's fun once you get there.
And deliveries are not the way to go, really, initially.
No, they're not. A lot of people will do car jockeys because worst case scenario, you wreck your car, you can still do that on foot and still make it. Just walk into the car jockeying areas. But yeah, normally you'll just spend 3 or 4 hours doing a simple race that you can, that's a little risk-free, make some money. And then once you buy that garage, you can be a little more reckless, but it's fun. People wanted a harder mode, and we were able to deliver on that, and I'm really happy about it.
Well, the Aria is brilliant. I would, whoever's responsible for adding vehicles to the car pack, I would contact... Oh, we've crashed. There you go. I would contact the mod developer and see if you can get it into the car pack, because it seems like it'd be the perfect vehicle for this.
So that is one thing I mainly do. I solely kind of run the car collection or mod collection, career collection. And so I'm always looking for new mods, and that's good to hear. I will say, and I don't want to tease this too much. I don't know exactly when it's going to be finished. I think it's going to be finished sooner than later. But there's going to be an update to the career collection that's going to change everything.
Right.
I'm really excited for it. Maybe I'll tease that I won't have to worry about getting permissions nearly as much, kind of thing.
Okay. What could that be?
So the gloves are really going to come off. Kind of.
It's interesting. What livery should we go for? Everyone in the chat, which livery should we have on the Aria? We could have the tricolor stripes. Oh yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Like a little, yeah, like that. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's a really cool car. You know what you could do as well? This is another idea. You could have like a retro mod. So you could do like a 1970s career mode. So you can only buy vehicles from the 70s. And I think that would be perfect for that, because the map looks kind of timeless, whereas the West Coast USA looks like a more modern thing. And you could have like the Piccolina, this Aria thing, the Bolide. That'd be kind of cool.
That's a really cool idea.
I guess people must send you ideas all the time, and you think, oh, that's cool, but like we've got a list so long full of ideas, right?
we do have a huge list, but I will say, most ideas we've already thought of, and it's in the works. I don't think anyone's mentioned something like that. That's a really cool idea.
Okay, well, you heard it here.
It'd be nice if we make it kind of map specific, and I think we could do that pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, perfect map, Italy. It's perfect, right? I don't know what else you could do, but we're going to go for the full fat 1.5 litre engine. Oh, yes. And I think with the mod I've got installed, we can see exactly how much power that produces. The power mod is, I mean, I get so many comments asking me. I should just put it in my description permanently, but...
It doesn't change anything. Mine's been in my description for over a year, and people still ask.
I know. I've had like chapters in videos saying like when's the release date and things like that. And people are asking in the comments like, why don't you just tell us the release date? Why is the release date not in the video? And like, the other day, I made a video on this mod, the Aria. I said, within the first 30 seconds, I said it's the Fiat 127. What's the most liked comment? Does this remind anyone of the Fiat 127? Like, yeah, of course it does. I said it in the first 30 seconds. So I deliberately didn't love that comment, because people are going to be like,
well, That's funny. It is. I will say you do a great job on your YouTube channel, and I definitely look to other channels as inspiration and kind of how do I better my channel and make it look a little bit more professional and such. And it's tough, man. It is really tough to put your level of polish on things, and people don't understand how much time it takes.
I feel my editing is poor, but I don't know what other people think, but I try to go for a lot of channels now you watch, like, I could mention names, I'm not going to because I don't want to start drama, but a lot of channels are like over-edited, so they'll add like effects and sound effects, and if you're younger or you're into that, it's fine. If you just want to learn about a tutorial or a mod for a game, which is what I would watch. I create videos I would watch, but I can't watch them because I'm in them. Even though I do watch them because you edit a video and you're basically watching the video. But, the thing I think that drives my videos is research. I try to leave no stone unturned because you can read the repo page. Anybody can read the repo page for a mod and work out what is in the mod. But if I can find something a bit more, like I'll ask the mod creator now that I've got like the subs, they respond. You know, it's like it's kind of a barrier to entry. But tell me an Easter egg in the mod, and they'll send one like underneath the passenger seat. There's a plush toy or a, that's been one of them before. And if I can add that, people will then think, oh well, what else is there in the mod, and I want to watch longer rather than just the first 3 minutes. I've shown the config list. Right, I'm going to go and download it. Bye. So yeah, that's an issue with making BeamNG videos, unless it's the crash compilation where it's just a full video of the same thing over and over and over again. If you've got something which shows like features and stuff, people want to discover them for themselves, so I have to add something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the tough part with, I wrestle sometimes. What should I do? Like, should I just show some gameplay? People seem to like that. Should I show me working on it? Well, that's fun, but then I'm kind of just showing all the full. You're watching me wrap the gift for you, kind of thing. So you're not gonna be as excited when you open it up.
Exactly.
It's tough, and I think the biggest thing I've learned lately is, a lot of people are trying to grow channels, and they wanna, they want to get X amount of subscribers. They want to be able to make partnership deals and get a Moses sponsorship and stuff. And look, all that stuff's really fun and enjoyable. It's great getting a YouTube check. But at the end of the day, that's not what drives everything. If that's your main focus, then you're no different than running any other rat race at a corporation. You're not doing it for the passion. And at the end of the day, it's all about the passion, and such.
Yeah. Well, I try that. I mean, there are some things I've done that I think I did that more for, just purely for making money. But you've kind of got to balance it, You've kind of got to think sometimes. I'm going to put rear struts on this. Rear struts. Oh, it doesn't have them. Oh, rear shocks then. Yeah, I don't know if that's a mistake in the mod. I'm just trying to firm up the suspension a little bit. All right, there you go. Let's try this now. Let's see if this is any good. 89 horsepower. That's a bit better. and it's really loud now. Okay, let's go and do a rally. Well, you can stay on for the last thing. We're going to do this rally and then finish. But we have... Well, it's turned into an interview, really. Let's do stage 1. Stage 1 of the rally, wherever that is. There's a rock crawl on the map? Oh, my goodness.
There is. It's extremely challenging. Like, you need your best of the best and a lot of money in the bank. I've only finished it once, kind of thing. But, if that's your thing, then go on to Italy, attempt the rock crawl. But, with YouTube, it's really easy to burn out when you're not doing things you love.
Yeah.
And the same goes for modding. There's a lot of cool features out there. It's like, oh, that'd be cool to implement. Maybe I'd like to see it, but I'm not really excited to want that. And so you can fall in the same trap. I find it to be a good cycle of, okay, I want to make a YouTube video of, let's say, doing a rock crawling in West Coast. Like, well, there's no rock crawling places. All right, let me add a rock crawl place. So then now I'm excited because I want to make a video. And then, you make the video and like, man, wouldn't it be cool to play it this way? It's an interesting loop of passion that helps me. So while, I could be all about growing channels, well, if I just focus on what I enjoy, good mods are going to come from it, and hopefully good content's going to come from it, and that's what it's all about.
You're kind of breaking up again, and we just kind of got a very loud noise when it broke up. But yeah, it's all right.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's service
Should be better
providers. Verizon or whoever it is, I don't know. But yeah,
I am in like literally the backwoods of South Carolina, so I don't expect much out here.
That's amazing. You still got signal. Right, I'm gonna go find this.
I got something.
Whoa, this car drives a lot better, and I'm so surprised it has front disc brakes for a car in the early 70s. But Fiat used to put disc brakes on all their cars back then. I don't know why. You know, like I mean, there are cars way later than that didn't have disc brakes at all.
Yeah. That's impressive, especially for such a light car too. I feel like you wouldn't need that, but maybe. Well, I mean, if they're saving weight, if weight's that important, then.
Well, the guy that designed the Mini, the original Mini, said, I think there was a lot of criticism in the early years because of the lack of safety features. Like the original Mini, you would roll it over, and the gas cap was out from the body by about 10 centimeters. So like it sat out the body. So when you rolled over, the gas cap would be sliced off by the ground, you know, rolling over, and fuel would pour out and you'd burn. So even if you survived the crash, that would happen. So he said, his response was, I've designed a car that has such good brakes and such good steering, you literally can't crash it. Well, that's not true, but that was his excuse. So yeah, the Mini had disc brakes all around originally, I think. And that was in like 59.
Interesting. Wow.
But,
that's wild.
They did also sell the car as at a loss.
Like the 80s, 90s.
All the original Minis were sold at a loss for some reason. I think it was just to compete with Ford, who were like the biggest manufacturer here.
Sure. Huh. I'm surprised that worked out for them, to be honest.
Well, their model back then, this is the craziness of British car companies, their model was to get you into the brand, and then, well, next time you come to us, you can have an Austin sedan instead of the Mini. Well, it's another one up, and then you can have a Rover, and then you can have a Jaguar, and, you know, so that was they were like, get you into the brand, and then they've got you, so yeah.
Right. Was it like you got to buy your way up, kind of like I think Ferrari, maybe Porsche does?
Except there was no you can't not buy. You have to have the money, but they're not going to stop you from buying it like Ferrari do.
Right.
It's just
right. Okay.
They would sell. To be honest, a lot of companies do that. I think even some Apple products, like the really low down Apple products, they don't make much money on. But because they've got you, then they can sell you a MacBook for $2,000 and make money.
That makes sense.
Right, I'm just doing this rally. The car is way better now with sport tyres and this 1.5 litre engine.
I will say, while you're driving around, one of the other features coming in this public hotfix is what I guess I'd call it, is basically a mod manager.
Oh,
and so
good.
What that is whenever you get time, if you go to the main menu and go to the More section, you're going to see a new tile for the Career Overhaul with a couple of settings to adjust. More settings are to come eventually, but one of the big features is there's a map what do they call it, map edit mode or map dev mode or something like that.
Yep. And
what that does is, one of the biggest questions we get, or biggest complaints is, hey, the Career Overhaul doesn't work. It's not working. West Coast doesn't show up. 9 times out of 10, it's something to do with your levels folder. Maybe you've accidentally made a change to a world, or you're in there for a little bit messing about, whatever. It generated a West Coast levels folder, and no mod can overwrite that. And so what we did is, so when you have the Career Overhaul installed, it's going to move that into your temp folder. So that way it's out of the way of the mod. And then basically it's going to solve a lot of people having that issue and not working. And so if you are a map maker, though, you understand how the levels folder works. You just need to toggle that map dev mode, and it'll work just like normal. And so a lot of people that might have had issues in the past with it's just randomly not working, we try to circumvent as many possible issues, like disabling BeamMP if you're running Career Overhaul. You can still go and enable it when you're done, but just little things like that, trying to fix those bugs that are a little difficult to fix.
You could get in contact with Spieler, who is a map modder, and they do have a few. They're mostly a Patreon only thing, and they do like all those like, you know, tube maps, like oh, how do I even describe them? Like parkour, and you know, you drive down the tubes and you come out and there's like lava and stuff like that. But he also does lots of really beautiful looking open world maps, and there's one called what is that? Can anybody remember the Spieler map mod? It's like by Lake Farso, that's what it's called. And the other one is called Desert Expanse, which has just been updated to 0.36. And Desert Expanse is, I mean, it may struggle, but it's an 8-kilometer square map that's quite well optimized.
Wow.
And it's got like a big Las Vegas style city. Then lots of desert. You've got an airport there. You've got a theme park with like water slides you can drive up, which are really cool.
Oh, no way.
So that is on, I think it's either on Patreon or it's been on the repo now, but you can I'll contact Spieler maybe and try and hook you guys up.
Yeah, I'd love to get connected with them. Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
If he could, like, you know, work on getting some career mode content into those maps, and then you could link that up and fly over there, you know, and drive around there, that would be an amazing map for career mode. And it just popped up on his Patreon the other day that they updated it.
I love collaborating as much as possible. I think there's so much more benefit that can come from collaboration, and so many more amazing mods and ambitious mods can be completed with that collaborative, you know, thing. And a lot of modders, they don't like to, you know, play in the same sandbox, and that's totally fine. I respect everyone's desires and stuff.
But also with Spieler, really, you know, a lot of people do subscribe to him, and I think he's a full-time map modder. He makes enough from the Patreon to be a full-time map modder, and he's done that for many, many years now. And it's been a long time since I reviewed his maps, but yeah. Oh, I've made the same mistake again. I've gone the wrong way on this rally. It would be kind of cool if we could somehow have something to tell us which way to go on these rallies, like a little a hay bale or like a little marker to tell us which way to go.
We've revised the system that generates the checkpoints, and I need to go back, and that reminds me, I need to go back and adjust it. Now it's much more adjustable. We can almost place exactly where we want the checkpoints, whereas when I made that those rallies, we didn't have that system, and it was just kind of like a guess and check. It might show up here, it might not. It had a mind of its own, but
rocks! Oh no! Come on! Oh! There you go.
Yeah, and I mean, we've worked with a few other mod developers, and the amount of talent that's there is unbelievable. Some of the stuff that I have whispers of things that people are working on and have it, you know, partially working is just insane. And I think, I don't know what's going to come out this year, but man, 2026, if some of these projects can really get to a partial complete state, it's going to be an amazing time.
This game is going to spawn so many cool things. It's crazy what is possible in this game and what it's created. The community is unlike anything else.
It really is.
I mean, you've got the flying in this game. Flight sim stuff is actually come quite a long way.
I love flying. Yeah, it's on my it's higher on my list than people probably realize, but we're gonna need to get some flying features in career mode and gameplay loops per se. It's we're close.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a shame West Coast USA doesn't have an airport.
Right? Isn't that the biggest thing it's missing?
I think so. I mean, in every race game, even without planes, has an airport, right? But Paradise has an expansion pack. You know, it's crazy. But there you go. Whoop, whoop. Right, we did really badly there. But even when you do really badly on the rally stages, you still get loads of money. Oh, go on. Let's do one more rally stage and then call it a day.
It's hard because, you know, you want to balance it for that time. You're like, you really bend it. You're at 30 seconds off pace, but you want to get some money. But then, you know, we don't want to make it to where, okay, you beat your time by 30 seconds, you won the world kind of thing. But it is a non-linear curve. The better you do, the more money you make. So if you do extremely well, you will get paid extremely well as well.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be doing any police stuff this time around, or no?
I will in the next part, but we've only just earned enough money, really. The police car starts at like 30 grand, but I might, for next time, I might go back to West Coast USA and because I think we've done enough here for the moment.
Yep.
But we actually sold the Saga now, so we need to buy another car.
It's really fun when you jump into career in a new playthrough. There's so many options and things you can do. You kind of start just like a buffet. Like, let me do a little of this. Let me do a little of that. Let me do that. It's kind of hard. You never really have money because you're just reinvesting it into new areas. But once you can get that money, you can really start playing with some fun things. Like one thing I need to start doing more of is renting out my vehicles that are over 100 grand, so I get some more passive income.
Yes, that is a forgotten feature, isn't it? People overlook that one.
Yep. You can now sell garages as well.
Okay.
You sell them at a loss, but at least you can get some of that money back. If you spend all your money on garages in West Coast, but you want to move to Italy, you can now sell and get some money out of that. Milestones, you should check your milestones, see if you have any extra there.
Yes, I'll do that.
And also too, the vanilla APM like introductory to delivery missions. I think there's like 9 of them.
Yep.
I think you make between 50 and 75,000 for completing them, and they're rather easy. So if you need just some starting capital, you can even look to vanilla to get yourself going there. Yeah,
I don't really understand that APM stuff, but I will have a look at it next time.
Yeah, it's there's a lot there, a lot of menus.
Oh, here we go, finish line. Let's see how well we did. I think 2,000. Okay, so we did okay there. Well, there you go. That was RLS Career Mode in BeamNG. We had a lot of fun. We were thinking to Raceless there. I will update the description and the comments and put your channel in there, because I didn't notice this happening. I didn't have time to change the description.
You're
and the
totally
title.
fine.
But
totally fine.
Yeah, what else do I need to do? Yeah, I've been battling with so many stream issues. Like, my sound settings were way wrong, and I was losing all the sound, but now I can hear everything. Everything's working. I've now got to fix a Discord bot which automatically pings for all my videos, and it's just it's phantom pinging everybody when the stream finishes processing on YouTube, and the bot thinks it's a video. So like at 8 AM in the morning, it'll ping, it's like, I'm live now, but I'm not. It's no. So I don't know how to fix that. And what's the other thing? There's another issue. Oh yeah, stream credits. So at the end of the stream, I like to say it'll pop up with who subscribed during the stream, who.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I've used this thing, but literally 2 weeks ago, YouTube changed their API and everything breaks. So
gotta love it.
I mean, if they want to be serious, if they really want to compete with Twitch, and also look at this Vulcan bug. Here we go. Look at this flickering lights. Yeah, you have to reload the game after a while, because otherwise the lights start flickering. And also, I don't like that in BeamNG the shadows have a distance where you can see them. So once you're getting closer, they load in and they're completely gone. Like, couldn't they work a better? Anyway, whatever. Let's stop complaining about BeamNG. We had a lot of fun there.
It was great. So thanks so much for having me on. You made my road trip so much more enjoyable, just being able to chit chat and whatnot. So
yeah, good. Well, thank you, Raceless, for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And I'm sorry I wasn't really reading the chat next time, but next time is Sunday, BeamMP. So I hope to see lots of people there. We've got on the members server. So yeah, BeamMP Sunday at 7 PM. So yeah, thank you, Raceless. Thank you, everybody. And I will see you soon with some more simulator adventures.
Bye.
Oh, the credits work. I fixed it! Yay!